City on a Wednesday. We consider whether the Portland skyline here could one day be home to the tallest building on the West Coast. Take a look.
Wow.
This is a proposal from a Portland architect who wants to build this. The two towers connected by a bridge you see there.
And just like we have a lot of comments here, this idea bringing a lot of reaction on social media. So we're going to share a couple comments. David says he thinks it may be too tall for Portland, but he'd like to see buildings more to scale like in Dallas or Singapore. Jason says he thinks it's a good idea, a good way to utilize a smaller lot size. And like David, we did have several people asking, well, what would happen to it in the event of an earthquake?
What happened?
Architect Daniel Cave and the man behind this idea, and those, I mean, those renderings are eye-catching, they're eye-popping, they're jaw-dropping. What would it take to make this possible?
Well, first of all, the PDC, or Prosper Portland, which is the development entity that is part of the city of Portland, they have issued a request for qualification. So that's the first process, and now there's developers responding, and then there's going to be a more formal proposal put in there.
Describe it for us. What do you have in mind here?
So fundamentally, this is an entire neighborhood. What you can see here are, two towers because they're so large. Mm-hmm. But the idea is there's an entirely new neighborhood that would have not just the towers, but a high-speed transportation hub that would potentially link to Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco.
Daniel, I don't think we said where this would be going. What would be the intersection, or where?
So where the existing U.S. Postal headquarters is, which is in downtown, right? Let's see. I guess that would be Love Park Blocks.
Kind of across 405 from the train station is almost the way I look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So the idea is that you'd extend the park blocks, and buildings would be built out on new blocks.
See, I'm a small thinker. I saw these pictures today. I didn't know you were coming on the show when I first saw these pictures, and I thought, man, I would look at this and go, this cannot be done. This is impossible. And I'm thinking, who is the guy behind this idea? Because you're really talking about reinventing the way Portland is seen.
Yeah. So, I work with a whole team of people, and we, work like crazy on this kind of stuff every day. So let's say this, for months.
Let's say this could come true, or does. What time frame? In terms of it being accepted, and then once it's accepted,
springtime,
how long would it take you to build on this?
So next week?
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing that's, 6 or 7 years out, probably, in terms of actually being completed. Maybe longer than that.
Okay. Part of the thought process, to give us our signature, such as the Arch in St. Louis or the Space Needle in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, Portland does not have iconic structures and destination type architecture that people come to from other countries. I mean, there's just not really something here like that.
They come for the food now.
They come for the food, which is great, but there's no reason that we can't have food and architecture.
And drink the beer.
You know what else I thought when I saw that picture? I thought those are incredible looking, and then there's that bridge. And I'm thinking, why would they build that bridge? Would they build it because it was deemed a necessary component with a tower that tall, or towers that tall, or just because we can? Because that seems dangerous.
So the fundamental part of that is the idea is it's an elevated botanical garden. So it's a viewing platform in a botanical garden, so if locals and tourists alike could go up and see everything from there. I mean, it's 628 feet off the ground.
My question would be parking. I mean, we have an awful time trying to park downtown. Would there be a parking garage somewhere in the basement there?
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of parking, but also, I mean, the big idea is to try to create the density and the transportation network there that we're making congestion eased ultimately.
By comparison, how many stories tall and how many stories is the largest building in Portland right now?
Well, at least in feet, I think the U.S. Bank Tower is about 550, something like that. And the tallest building in Portland is actually the Wells Fargo building, which is within 10 feet.
Right.
But
you can't even see it from this shot. It's so tiny.
So one of those buildings would fit underneath the bridge of this scale building.
I was looking at that, man.
There is an important attribute here, is that the PDC and the city of Portland don't want right now a building that's over 400 feet there. So there would need to be a change made by City Council to allow for something this tall.
Very much of a dream at this point, but interesting to hear about your vision, your plan. Crazy to think that we could have a building taller than Seattle or San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you do that bridge without putting like a support beam in the middle that goes all the way to the ground.
This is why you do what you do and he does what he does.
Let the bridge go.
Daniel, thanks for coming in this morning.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Keep
Thanks
us
a lot.
posted, all right?